Hey there, friends. Pastor Dave here with another weekly devotion for all the saints. Hope you're doing well this week. I want to start today with a quick reading from Max Lucado's You Can Count on God to get us thinking about the God who sustains. The sun is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his powerful word. Hebrews 1:3. The Greek word that is translated sustaining in Hebrews 1:3 is a term commonly used in the New Testament for carrying or bringing. The friends carried the paralyzed man to Jesus in that familiar story. They sustained this man. They guaranteed his safe delivery. To say Jesus is sustaining all things by his powerful word is to say that he is directing creation toward a desired aim. The use of the present participle implies that Jesus is continually active in creation. He exercises ongoing supremacy over all things. Distant, removed, not God. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. Were he to step back, the whole of creation would collapse. His resignation would spell our evaporation. For in him we live and move and have our being. With his hand at the helm of creation, spring still follows winter, and winter follows autumn. There is an order to the universe. He sustains everything. Allow him to sustain you too. Saints, I think that one caught my attention for a couple of reasons. First, this is the week in between Pentecost and Trinity Sunday, and I tend to think a lot about the work of the Spirit at this time. I think about the stories of the Spirit inspiring the disciples to speak and really inspiring the church to blossom and to grow. And I think about, well, the Creator, the Redeemer, and the Sustainer, as one formulation of the Trinity puts it. I think of the Spirit as God's ongoing work within us, within our world, within creation, that holds us up. It is the foundation, it is the platform, it is what everything depends on. And it's crazy when you start to think about how much we depend on God's sustaining work within all of the systems that make the world turn. You know, when you start to look at the molecular level and the biochemical processes that happen for any life to exist, it's crazy. You think about the blood pumping through your veins and the breath pumping through your lungs and the neurons and synapses firing in your brain and all of the incredibly infinitesimal things that have to keep on going right every single moment of every single day for us to continue to exist. And you have to give thanks to God for that sustaining Spirit that holds us up, keeps us going. The other thing that caught my attention here was, well, the story of the men who bring their paralyzed friend to Jesus. This is one of the earliest stories that I remember hearing in a sermon as a child. And the preacher was talking about how important it is to have friends who you can depend on to pick you up, to carry you, to work with you, to sustain you when you are in hard times and when you are experiencing things that you can't get through on your own. And I wonder if there's a connection between those two things, between God's Spirit and the community of faith. How we need each other in order to experience God sometimes. The language of that story in Luke is actually just fascinating because Jesus sees these men, he says, seeing their faith, he turns to the paralyzed man and says, "Your sins are forgiven. Rise up, take up your mat, and walk." And when you notice what has happened there, Jesus has interacted with the faith of this group of faithful friends before he says anything about what the reality is for this paralyzed man. It's their faith that sustains the broken man. That's an amazing gift, isn't it? That we can sustain each other, we can hold each other up. And I think through the power of God's Spirit, we can help each other not just survive, but thrive. Thanks be to God. That's your devotion for this week. I hope it's helpful and worth thinking about. I hope you're doing well and staying healthy. And I'll be praying for you, saints. Please keep praying for me. I'll see y'all again soon. Take care.